Welcome back, you guys, to the Millennial Classics with Q and Buri. On this podcast, we talk about the best and most memorable movies, music, and culture-changing events of our generation. Buri, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, doing good.
I'm happy to hear it because I have good feelings about the movie we are doing today. Tell the folks at home, what movie are we doing and why is it a Millennial Classic?
All right, this one is going to be a bit different because it's more recent than pretty much all the other ones we've done so far, but it's something that we can talk about clearly because it's not like, oh, I was 4, I watched it on DVD. Like no, we was there.
Yep.
We're doing Avatar 2009, James Cameron's Avatar, not that cartoon shit.
You stop. That cartoon shit is fire.
No, the cartoon shit's fire. The cartoon shit's fire, but
the real life version of the cartoon shit is absolute shit. But Avatar: The Last Airbender is fire. We're not doing that, but just putting it out there.
The concept is to drive these remotely controlled bodies called avatars. They're grown from human DNA mixed with DNA of the natives.
Marine in an avatar body. That's a potent mix.
You get me what I need, I'll see to it you get your legs back. Your real legs.
Hell yeah, sir.
Looks like you. This is your avatar.
Just relax and let your mind go blank. It shouldn't be hard for you.
So we're doing James Cameron's Avatar. I mean, I don't even know. There's no like lead up to it. This is literally the biggest movie on the planet.
Yeah.
It took Marvel fucking 30 movies and like 3 teasers and all this shit just to like try to catch up to it. So
yeah, they left Endgame in theaters for like 2 extra months just to be. Yeah, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. This movie is a classic like no classic other. Can we just talk right now? Because you were right. You were right. When this movie came out, we were 12, 13 years old. So this is a movie you remember what you were doing at the time. Tell me about this movie. Tell me when it came out, where did you see it? How did you see it? Did you see it multiple times? What do you remember when this movie first came out? Where did you see it? Who did you see it with? The whole yard.
So I can't stress this enough. The hype for this movie when it was coming out, it was like, you heard James Cameron had some shit that was like crazy over budget. I mean, the budget, people were like, officially it's $273 million for production alone.
That's insane.
But I mean, 237. But there were rumors that it went up to like 300, and that was production alone. Another 150 for marketing, and then you're like, it was supposed to be you're supposed to watch it in 3D. This was like the beginning of like the 3D renaissance, like when it was first coming out. Like motherfuckers were buying 3D glasses for their house after this. like there were commercials.
That's a bad idea.
A whole family with glasses sitting on the couch, bro. Like that's how big this shit got. I mean, it was like, this was like after Titanic. It was Titanic, then this. So the hype was crazy, and it came out like December. And I remember this is back when you bought a movie ticket, all you bought was a movie ticket. There was no like assigned seat or like, excuse me, I'm in L15 and you're in my no. You just buy a ticket. So if you show up late, you're fucked because
you are fucked.
If you show up with 4 people, one person's sitting down by the screen, one person's at so that's how it was. And I remember we got there and it was like, we obviously showed up late and we didn't sit together, right? So you had to like, you just
who's we?
Me, my brother, my dad. We didn't sit together, separated, right? But it's Avatar, so you get in your seats and you strap in.
That's
but
it.
I remember people showed up late, like after the lights are out, trailers started, and like when you walk in and you just see a mass of people and you can't see any seats, like you bought the ticket, so there's clearly a seat, but you have no idea where it is, and you don't want to start like walking down rows and shit.
Excuse me, anyone have? Yeah. No, you can't be that guy.
So motherfuckers were sitting on the steps. Like 5-6 people were just sitting on the steps watching this movie.
That's the good old days of movie theaters.
This is not a short movie. And people were just sitting on the steps to watch this movie. And I was like, this movie was like the in-theater experience. This Amazing. Shit looked so good in the, like, probably this movie up there. Did you ever watch Gravity?
Yes, but yes, I did see Gravity. I honestly I understand
those two movies. Biggest drop off from like seeing it in theaters and then seeing it at your house the first time.
Oh, okay.
Like those two movies, because like you watch Gravity in your house and you're like, all right,
wrap it up.
Wrap it up. All right, we get it. You're in space. And you remember those? You're like those IMAX movies where you're like grabbing fucking like 3D. That's what it feels like at your house because there's no story. And this movie it's not that bad of a difference, but it was like in the theater in 3D, with a nice screen. It literally is like a once in a lifetime experience.
It's impeccable. It's absolutely impeccable. This movie is gorgeous. And I mean, like just looking at this movie is absolutely gorgeous. And that's half of the movie going experience. It's a spectacle. It's literally a wonder, not just a movie. It's an experience, Buri Micaiah. For you folks back, it's just like, and then it's an immersive experience. I know you just compared it to Gravity, but the thing
I'm Gravity in that jump only. Like in terms of if you had to compare it movie experience, it'd be like generational. It'd be like Star Wars or Lawrence of Arabia, or like those big epics. This is like our generation's version of that.
And I have to say for the folks back home, like there's very few movies I enjoyed watching in 3D. I think there's probably like a handful of movies I enjoyed. This is one of the movies I wouldn't mind watching in 3D, but even given the option, I'd probably still just do IMAX, no 3D. But this is one of the movies I wouldn't mind. It was that beautiful. It was that immersive. It was that much of an experience.
You can tell the 3D was a part of the process, like early on. Like now, like I just watched
Doctor Strange.
Yep. There's literally a scene where the octopus swipes at the screen. And you're just like, you just roll your eyes because it was like clearly that was for like 3D.
Yep.
And the octopus leg was gonna fucking come at your screen and come out, and you just roll your eyes because it was like, it's one of those things where it's like, oh shit, we're releasing this in 3D. Yo, could you get that octopus leg to come out real quick? and then that's it. Like they do that at the very end, and they just tack it on so that you paid the extra $6
to see like three good. Like reaching out scenes. No, I know.
But this movie.
It was made for 3D. It was made for the immersive experience. It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful situation. But to follow up with your watching experience, ditto. So like I just said, there's a couple movies like in history, in my movie going experience that I would enjoy watching in 3D. This was one of them. I remember going to this movie multiple times. I went with my siblings. I went with my parents. Let me tell you guys something. My parents are old school Africans. Going to a movie is not something that they do for enjoyment. It is a task. It is a chore for them. My dad is known to fall asleep in every movie theater we've ever gone to. Avatar is such an experience. He stayed awake for the entire thing. That is, I don't know how to explain it to y'all.
That's high praise.
That's high praise. That's an accomplishment. That is joy for a movie. That is an accomplishment. That is a good thing. I saw this movie multiple times in theaters. Also, a very small handful of movies I've seen multiple times in theaters, and I've seen this more than twice in IMAX. And I say this all because at the time I was 12, 13 years old. So getting my parents to cough up money for me to go to a theater multiple times to see the same movie is no short ask. I'm telling you, if you were alive at the time when this movie came out, there was a goddamn experience, and you had to do it. You had to do it. You had to do it. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely love it. But yes, that's Avatar, and that's exactly why it's a goddamn millennial classic. So let's just jump in before we actually talk about the movie. Buri, I'm trying something new. I got a new website to go through the history of what was going on in the times. So just hang out with me here.
Yeah, I'm hanging out. Let me lean back. I got the office chair. Let me lean back.
There you go. Yeah, please do, because I got a little bit of a monologue here, but it's nice.
No, monologue away, bro. Can you do it in an Obama voice since we're going back to the Odyssey season?
Obama will be featured in the monologue, but absolutely not. Okay, so jump with me, ladies and gentlemen, in the Millennial Time Machine. So Buri and I were 12 to 13 years old at the time when this movie came out. And I just want to shout out to bestofdate.com. I got this Basically, I edited it just so it wasn't talking about all the bullshit, only the stuff that matters to us, millennials. All right. So the date is December 18th, 2009, and it's a Friday. The holiday season is in full swing. People are putting the decorations and festive songs are playing on the radio. The song Empire State of Mind, you know what I'm talking about, Buri, by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys is on top of the singles charts. Barack Obama is currently the president of the United States, and the movie The Princess and the Frog is at the top of the box office. Meanwhile, in technology news, more and more people are beginning to use the internet on their phones. Imagine that, Mumbury. The transition.
This sounds like a boomer wrote this shit. The internet on your phones.
Listen. At the time, this was a new thing. This was the transition, Mumbury. The internet has been aided by the recent rollout of the faster 3G. Can you imagine 3G? Y'all youngins today are talking 5G, giving you the corona. Back then, we were just happy to enjoy a 3G.
Y'all never. I once watched a kid try to load a porno video on 3G. On a Motorola Razor, and I shit you not, we just left. It took maybe 8 minutes.
Yeah. You start feeling gross before the shit's done downloading. A social network called Facebook is beginning to surge in popularity, replacing the likes of MySpace. Video rental stores such as Blockbuster are currently struggling to keep their heads above water. This is due to the popularity of the online streaming services such as Netflix and Hulu. The music genre, Mumbury, this is for you, baby. The music genre called dubstep has started to go mainstream. The music charts are filled with artists such as Black Eyed Peas, Lady Gaga, Flo Rida, Taylor Swift, and T.I. The term hipster is currently growing in use. The word is being used.
What term?
Hipster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At this time, it was starting to be grown, but like I'm living in California, and hipster is the most overused shit I've ever seen. But at the time, in 2009, this was huge. And then lastly, on TV, people are watching popular shows such as CSI Miami, Desperate Housewives, Grey's Anatomy, RuPaul's Drag Race. Meanwhile, gamers are playing titles such as Farmville, Batman, Arkham Asylum, League of Legends, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. The teenagers are watching TV shows such as Johnny Test, Ben 10, The Hills, and Curious George. No teenagers.
We didn't watch any of that shit.
There's no Dutch bullshit.
Single one of those.
Mumbury. Okay, thank you for enjoying that. I don't know if I'm going to cut that out. I don't know if I'm going to cut it short, but I had to try it. But moving forward, Mumbury, your favorite time of the Millennial Time Machine. Top 5 movies of domestic box office. Hit me.
Okay. All right. So this is going to be tough because I know 08, 09 is tough. But I know, so Avatar's number 1. Highest grossing movie of the year, highest grossing movie of all time.
Yep.
It grossed 2.8 billion worldwide.
Exactamundo.
I know around this time, I remember because Sherlock Holmes dropped, and so did Alvin and the Chipmunks. They dropped like the last weekend of this year.
That's amazing that you remember those 2 movies. I mean, I'm looking at the list, and those 2 movies are shit compared to the rest.
The best Star Trek movie dropped this year. I know that for a fact. Star Trek dropped.
Yep.
Was there a Transformers movie this year?
Yes, there was. Number 4, Revenge of the Fallen.
And then was there 09?
09.
Was there Harry Potter?
Yes, there was. Half-Blood Prince.
Half-Blood Prince.
Half-Blood Prince.
And then
it nearly hit $1 billion. 933. That's amazing. I mean, that was worldwide. 933 worldwide. Almost hit $1 billion. It's quite well.
Was there a Man of Steel? Was this year?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not seeing it. I'll give you a hint.
Pirates of the Caribbean?
Nope. Vampires and Wolves?
Oh, Twilight, the last year.
Nope. The Twilight New Moon. I think that's the second one.
No. Was it the second one? I thought that was the last one.
New Moon? I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I never watched it.
Are we gonna do a Twilight? We have to do a Twilight.
We have to, but I've never watched them.
Well, so. There you go. That's why it's a Millennial Classic. We'll go
it's going to be Coach Carter times 10. At least Coach Carter had Samuel L. Jackson.
Exactly. It has Robert Pattinson. It has the new Batman. What do you mean, bro?
Nah, he's a beast in Tenet. He's a beast in Tenet.
Oh, yes. Tenet.
I know Inglourious Basterds came out this year.
Did it really? I'm not seeing it on my list. I don't see it on my list, Barry. Oh yeah, it is, but it was 20th. I'm sorry, I had to scroll down. Inglourious Basterds was 20th.
Did the Lady and the Frog get top 5?
Princess and the Frog?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, was 09 Megamind and Monsters vs. Aliens?
No. Let me give you the list. Number 1 was Avatar. Number 2, Harry Potter, Half-Blood Prince. Number 3 was Ice Age 3, Dawn of the Dinosaurs.
Okay, I wouldn't have done that. Yeah.
Number 4 was Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
Was that the one where they just added like every rapper and like Beyonce, Drake, Jay, like all of them were just
listen, I stopped watching Ice Age a long time ago, Barry. I'm sorry, I can't tell you. I can't tell you. That was number 4 was Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. Number 5, where's number 5? 2012. I love that movie, Barry. 2012 came out.
There's one quote that Makai household has been saying for years from that movie, and Chiwetel, my guy, Chiwetel has a statue in this house.
Okay,
and Chiwetel walks in like when he finally makes it onto the ark, and keep in mind that they were told like there's only like 500 motherfuckers that were handpicked, and this is like the end of the world arc, and he walks into his room, and it's like a studio apartment, and he's like, you can fit 10 people in here. Yeah, we say that shit all the time. Whenever it's like a fucking nice ass room, bro, you can fit 10 people here. Cause that's the shit, bro. Rich people are the worst, bro. When the time push comes to shove, you know they need their fucking wine decanter and all this bullshit.
That's the most random line to fall in love with. But I respect it. It's a line with energy. It's a line that matters. I respect it. But yes, that was my extended version of the Time Machine. Mumburi, it's your turn. Take it over. The makings and ratings with Mumburi Makaya. Hit me.
So we talked about the box office. I just can't stress enough that this was a juggernaut. Like, this was like, I think it opened like 70 mil, and then the next weekend it was like 70 mil again. And it was just like, it's not like, Avengers and the new Spider-Man and all these movies now where Black Panther, they open at like 200, 250, and then it's like it tails off. These movies, Titanic and Avatar, are like the old school box office shit where it just hangs around. The movie just hangs around for like 20 weeks.
Well,
people see it like the third Tuesday. People are like, oh, I'm going to go check out Avatar. I'm going to go check out Titanic on the 10th week because everyone said it. It's a great movie.
But can I ask you something? Has the time length of movies staying in theaters shortened?
Yeah,
or it has shortened. But like at the same time, the reason it had to stay in theaters longer was, well, I think 2 things. Number 1, because of the internet and everything being ubiquitous, there's spoilers. So if you want to watch a movie and not get spoiled and be on the internet, you got to go see it sooner rather than later these days. And back in the day, word of mouth, it needs to stay longer. Someone tells you got to go see it. You go the next time it's available, right? So I think... Who
gave you a fucking thesaurus? Ubiquitous. Look at you. God damn.
You got to do me like that.
Ubiquitous. That, sir, is a facetious term. It's bitter both. Well, yes. Also now it's like there's such a rush to get your shit on streaming, and
because streaming,
there's more movies coming out than ever that it's kind of like you got to make your money fast ASAP and then get it out of there.
Yep.
But back in the day, like way back in the day, like Back to the Future, when Back to the Future came out, it was in theaters for like 6 months.
That's insane to think about.
You could just check it out. It was like, it was like a play, like it's just in town and then you just check it out. But now it's like, Batman came out and then 45 days later it's on HBO.
Yeah, 45 days. That's such a short window.
So
that's such a short window.
It's getting crazy.
But at the same time, when a lot of these movies, when they do go on streaming, you still sometimes have to pay for them, right? Like you have to pay for Batman, or is it free?
No, it was 45 days till it was free.
Oh shit!
On HBO Max.
Wow. Okay.
But I think they're going to stop doing that because that's crazy.
But you also have to pay for HBO Max. So yes. So there's a difference now. There's a difference.
82% Rotten Tomatoes, 83% Metacritic, which is more impressive. The Metacritic is more impressive. 82% is really good. So it's a solid movie. It's not There Will Be Blood. It's not going to like It actually is. The storyline is pretty straightforward. It's Pocahontas in space, but
I got things to say about that. But yes,
but it's not. Yo, when they drop Savages, bro.
Yo, I was like, oh, we're in
loving it. We need a
Okay.
Chiwetel would body that line, bro. If you let him say Savages,
I bet he would.
9 Academy Awards. Savages. He walks into a cage. You can fit 10 savages in here.
You're a savage. All right.
So it stars Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Stephen Lang, my guy Giovanni Ribisi. The younger brother in Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah,
he's in bad shit, but he's a legend. Sigourney Weaver, obviously from Aliens, Ripley from Aliens, or Alien, I forgot, Alien, whichever one. She's worked with James Cameron before. 9 Academy Award noms.
Yep.
And this was like a famous Oscars.
Deserved.
Because he lost Best Picture and Best Director to his ex-wife, Hurt Locker.
Shit. That's awkward.
Yeah.
Do they have kids together? That's an awkward Thanksgiving if they do.
Oh, why did I forget her name? Because she's a super famous director. She did
do you think they did that on purpose? You know how like everyone talks shit about him accepting his Titanic Oscar and saying how his speech was such a ignorant like asshole speech, like he was so stuck up during that Titanic speech. Do you know that? Like,
yeah, I think they came back to
haunt. And exactly, and the fact that it's his ex-wife that won. I haven't seen Hurt Locker, so I don't know if it's like fantastic.
No, Hurt Locker is bad good.
Okay, so maybe she did deserve it, but it also feels.
Catherine Bigelow.
Okay.
And she did Point Break.
The original, like Keanu Reeves.
The original Keanu Reeves one.
Okay, word.
So she's the legend.
So she knows what she's doing.
Yeah. Oh no, and the movie's mad good. I just don't think it's so. The Best Picture noms that year were Hurt Locker, Avatar, The Blind Side, which is a terrible movie.
My goodness, come on, man!
Nah, those type of movies are like the worst Oscar baiting movies. Okay, it's like the white savior movies. Yo, kill yourself.
You can argue that this is a white savior movie, but wait. I have to let
the white savior is the bad guy.
I understand he's the bad guy, but he's
a good bad guy. It is a white savior movie. You're right.
Wait, but I have to say, just to the people back home, Mulberry has he has something against white savior, black, not doing well movies.
No, The Help is also in that. What's the one that just won Best Picture? Where
the one with the dude driving across the country? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I mean, enough of that.
That movie
I think Miss Daisy ass. Honestly, enough of all that shit. We just stop. Exactly. We get it. You guys are good.
Mulberry's a Django kind of guy.
But make more Django's. Why is it? There's one Django that's 8 of these type movies. District 9, which is a sick movie. Honestly, if we want to do that as a Millennial Classic, I love that movie.
And I'm a South African beauty. That's it, baby. I'm telling you.
An Education, Inglourious Bastards, Precious, based on the novel Push by Sapphire. I just like saying that second part. A Serious Man, Up, and Up in the Air. So
Up was number 6 in the list of top 5s, but that's a fantastic list of movies. 2009 were some hitters.
Yeah, I mean that's on 07, list. But it's pretty good. It's up there.
Yeah, definitely up there. It's a great list.
So won 3 awards out of the 9 noms, and then that's about it for the 3D. Was a huge part of the marketing. We talked about that. He started writing this. He wrote a 80-page treatment in 1994. So this is one of those things where it's like you always hear about this stuff. I mean, with James Cameron, where it's like he came up with the idea, he pitched this decades ago, and then the technology just wasn't there, and he literally had to wait for the technology to catch up. And apparently the same thing happened. I mean, this came out in 2009, started filming in 2007. We're still waiting for the sequel to come out to this day. It's 2022 about, because and that's the type of shit. This guy is gonna wait until it's ready. He doesn't give a fuck. But
that's the thing. That's the kick it to James Cameron and Avatar. Motherfuckers can't wait for number 2. Motherfuckers can't wait. People are jumping.
Did you watch the trailer?
In Doctor Strange. Yeah. Amazing, beautiful, gorgeous. Like if the technology wasn't ready, the technology was made for him to make the sequel. I can't wait. I'm so happy we're doing this as a Millennial Classic. I think it's a great pick. Great pick. Speaking of which, Buri, take us on this journey. Take us through this movie. Take us on with the best scenes of Avatar. Let's go.
I like it. So you'll quickly figure out who my favorite character is. Just based on running through my best scenes. But when the Colonel meets Jake,
this low gravity will make you soft. You get soft. Pandora will shit you out dead with zero warning.
If this movie didn't look as good as it did, it would have flopped because the story mechanics and everything, it's a tough go because the first half hour.
Do you really think so? Do you really think so?
The first half an hour is all exposition.
Okay,
everyone hits you over the head. This is this. You need to learn this, and then people. First off, people have conversations like when people are explaining stuff to Jake. It kind of makes sense because Jake's learning it. Exactly. But a lot of the stuff he would have learned beforehand. You know, when you go. Sorry, if I book you on a trip to Morocco tomorrow, before you land in Morocco, you'll know some basic info about Morocco just because you're a human being and you don't want to show up in a place where you have no idea where you're going.
Yes.
Like they're explaining shit to him, which I'm not even bothered by. We need the exposition dump, and at least they get it out of the way quick, right?
They do go through it really quickly, which is very good.
The one egregious one is when Sigourney Weaver's character goes up to the CEO, Giovanni Ribisi, and it's like complaining about like, you're in my shit, like you got to give us time and space or whatever. And then he gives her like this speech, like, you see this is unobtainium. This is why we're here. And I was like, why are you telling her? Like,
she definitely knows. It's not like this. Oh, well, thank you for letting me know that I've only
been on this fucking rock for years together. It's like, why are you explaining this to her now? Like,
Listen, I don't blame him, but I have to say, on behalf of James Cameron and this movie, you do find out later in the movie, the narration is him doing one of those.
And it's a great plot device.
Exactly.
It works
well.
It works well. The video logs. Yeah. It feels almost like a video game. You know, in like a video game, it's like Skipper's log or whatever, and then you like it explains shit. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. Another rough day.
Yeah. But they do some good stuff with it because like.
It's a great way to do the exposition and the narration.
Yeah. There's parts of it where Sigourney Weaver's in the background and there are other characters in the background and they bounce off of him. So it works.
You know that dude, Joel David Moore, Norman Spellman, like the geeky dude, right? I love when he's like, you got to meet Grace. She wrote the book. I'm like,
there's so many cliches in this fucking script that but honestly, it looks so good. And it's like a roller coaster ride. Like, you go by and you see a rusty fucking piece, but you're having so much fun you don't give a shit about
risk it. All right, go back to the scene. So Jake meeting the Colonel.
The Avatar program is a bad joke. Bunch of limp-dick science majors. However, it does present an opportunity, both timely and unique. Clear?
Go ahead,
Colonel, right? Because the Colonel does his whole speech in the beginning, like "Welcome to Pandora," and he kills that. But the best part is when he's with Jake one-on-one. Jake wheels his way up to the top platform, and the Colonel's like, "You're not one of these limp dick science majors." And then he gives him the, "I'm gonna need you to learn these savages from the inside."
Yo, he goes straight in. When I was watching the movie, I have to say the entire time I'm like, this nigga is Vladimir Putin in the movie. He's doing, and like you meet
Putin
him.
Wishes he was this guy.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Because you meet him when Jake is rolling in and he's bench pressing, right? And he's like, Jake, low gravity will make you soft. I'm like, I love this dude. I fucking love this dude. And then the entire thing ends when he talks about, I'll get you, like I can get you, I'll try to get your legs back. But he ends up saying, you see these scars? I could have get them fixed. I didn't need her. I like him right here.
They'd have to rotate me out, and I ain't about to leave. And you're just like
yes, bro. He's a gangster. He's such a good bad guy.
And that's like the classic like trope of like the soldier that like he doesn't want to go home. He just wants to stay there and keeps coming back.
That's right.
But they do that well, and his character is good. And it's like I was just thinking this the last time I watched it. I was like, I would love to see one of these movies. Like, of course, he has to do it this way, where he betrays him. He feels bad and he betrays him. And that's how all these movies always go. Yep. But I'd love to see a movie where like the motherfucker just like infiltrates, goes back, gets his legs, and then comes back and just kicks some Navi ass. And he's like, fuck him. Fuck the savages. Fuck everything. I'd love to see a movie like that because,
Okay, good. No, I don't want to see that movie. That's a fucking torturous movie. Okay,
that's called Real Life.
Okay, I'm sure it's called Real Life, but I do have
Colonialism, the movie.
How it really happens. This is how it goes down. But the deal he makes, the Colonel, isn't actually.
It's a solid deal.
It's a solid deal, and like outside of the fact that you can use AWOL to transfer your soul into the fucking avatar, if that wasn't an actual thing, do you do what the Colonel is asking to get your legs back? Real talk, Buri, right? Like getting your legs back is. We're gonna talk about a scene later. It's my favorite scene of the movie, but okay, we'll get there later.
It always kills me. All right, so
go ahead. All right, great scene. Next scene.
So we're gonna jump ahead a little bit more. So he becomes the Avatar and all that stuff. But there's a scene where they go out for the first time, and he's the military escort.
Don't shoot. Don't shoot. You'll piss him off.
It's already pissed off.
Yep.
And he gets lost, gets chased out, falls in the waterfall, but now he has to survive. And this scene is shot so well. This is one of those scenes where I wish I was back in movie theater. It looks good, you got your Dolby Vision, TV, Disney Plus, whatever, but like the pitch black night, and he's like lighting the torch, and those animals are chasing him, and they have the whole night fight, and it's like a legitimate, scary, thrilling scene, gets your heart rate up, and then Neytiri,
but can we just call her Zoe?
Zoe, yeah, we'll call her Zoe. She shows up, and she's like, and then they do the whole. I mean, do the whole "why save you?" Like the first meet up, the meet cute or whatever, and it works. It's like it's
really
good, all
does.
of it.
It really does.
Good, all of it, and it really gets the ball rolling.
So I appreciate it, and I really do like the scene. I have this scene as one of my favorites. I really, really enjoy the scene because this is the first time you get immersed into the place, into the Pandora. That's the name of the place, right? The jungle, the Amazon, whatever you want to call it. But you have to start where it actually starts, Buri. When he's getting chased by the goddamn Black Panther, the Pandora version of Black Panther, that is dope. That scene is dope. When he has to run away from it and then jump through the waterfall, I'm like, holy shit.
But why not shoot it? I'm confused. Why wait till...
I think he did, but...
He shot it late, like
he
way
did
after.
shoot it late because the first time, Grace told him not to shoot the other animal. So he's trying to he's learning as he goes. You can't blame him on this, bro.
Nah, you were Marine, bro.
I understand, but the first animal was twice the size of this animal, and Grace was like, don't shoot it, stand your ground. So he didn't shoot it, and he stood his ground. The next time he sees the Black Panther, he's like, what the fuck do I do? And then Grace tells her late.
Because these Marines have trigger discipline. That's the issue. You pluck a cop out of Milwaukee tonight. Those animals would have been dead, bro. I'm telling you now, bro.
Would have been blasted. But it is
Your Honor, the animal charged at me, and I stood my ground.
That's right. But when he meets Zoe for the first time, it is a great scene. You believe all of it. You believe all of the interaction between Zoe and Jake, because like she's wary, she understands, she's known Grace and the other avatars before. Like I believe the whole situation. I really enjoy that scene.
Yeah.
Good pick.
And then the next scene is the floating mountains. And then Michelle Rodriguez shows up.
Wow. You jumping around here, Negro. Yeah. Wait, you moving quick. Wait, Mom.
Do you have a scene in between?
Yeah, I have a couple of scenes in between.
Well, so at this point, like he's been found out that he's a spy. They know he's a spy, but they still need him because he's been integrated with the. We gotta stop calling them savages. What are they actually called?
The Navi. You the fucking Navi. Asshole.
He's been integrated with the Navi.
You must really like the Colonel. You fucking.
Oh my God.
You should see your faces.
So this is Michelle Rodriguez. It's like we got to talk about her and Zoe Saldana because first of all, Michelle Rodriguez, she this could be Letty from Fast and the Furious. It's like Dom is just like we need her on Pandora, and then he just sent it there because she literally is just the same character. It doesn't make sense why she's so helpful to them.
You don't think so? You don't think so?
She's a full military guy, and her job is to escort them.
Yes.
But she betrays the military that she's been a part of to help these science, to quote the Colonel, Olympic science majors.
but because she's been the escort, she's been helping them out. She's been the gun for the science explorations for the majority of the time. So you can also say, yes, obviously Jake switches teams because he's like in there. He's the actual Avatar. But I can understand why she's like, this doesn't seem right. She saw Jake, someone who came in guns blazing. I'm part of the Marines. I don't get the science shit. Switch over to loving these, the Avatar and like the Navi. So I can understand it, but you might be right. I would have to see more of her interact with the science folks.
And then Zoe Saldana, she's in every Alien movie, and she's in this. She's in Guardians of the Galaxy. She plays another alien.
Every alien movie, nigga. What are you?
She's in Star Trek.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if you got space, yo, you gotta get Zoe.
You gotta get Zoe Saldana. She loves that shit though. Yes.
Yeah, just paint her blue or green or whatever. Just not give a fuck.
She's game. She's ready to do whatever.
But so this scene, this is the floating mountain scene. This is the first time you see him.
Can you give it the right name? The floating mountains of Pandora, aka Hallelujah Mountains. My dude, the geeky guy calls it. Do you not know where we're going? It's the Hallelujah Mountains. And I'm like, wait. I love it. I love it, bro.
Yeah, and she does the "You should see your faces right now," and it's like that's like in the movie theater. You're like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Because it looks so sick. But I like that scene a lot. And then
that is a great scene to just watch. I mean, to just like when they're going there and you see the mountains that are actually floating, it's like, holy shit, James Cameron has like done it.
And it's breadcrumbs because you know they're going to be back there later for the aerial fight. And then when you come back there, you immediately know the geography, like the mountains are floating and everything. It's not like a first time thing. The next scene's the learning to ride the Banshee.
Yep.
Montage.
Are you talking about like, you talking about?
So there's
like,
one montage where he's learning to ride the horse, and then he has the video log voiceover, and he's learning to walk like them, talk like them, and by them I mean Navi, not savages. We've already established that.
Exactly. Very good.
And you know he's becoming one of them. The voiceover really knocks out of the park, and you still have the antagonistic, you know, the other Navi. The one that Zoe's supposed to be married to. Yeah,
married to. I forget his name, but I know exactly who you're talking about. Itukad is I think that's the father. Mowat? It's
Mowat someone's like that.
Yeah. You know who we're talking about. We'll put a picture up in the edited version. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, watch the movie. It's the other guy. It's just the other dude.
Let's just say they would have been eligible for some scholarships over here. You know, you know.
Jesus Christ. All right, yeah. So you're talking about the whole montage when you're talking about when he gets a hold of the actual the Banshee?
Yeah, up until the whole Banshee thing, and then like that whole thing, and then you learn about the big Banshee that they foreshadow too. I mean, that it's a long scene, but
it's
a couple of different scenes. But
because it's a very long training montage. Because the first one is him just getting used to his surroundings and like the horse and everything. Then he gets his first kill, the official kill, and he's like, "You're ready. Now we got to take you up to the Banshees." And then they go up to try to kill the Banshees.
Oh shit, Tootsie, you know who he is?
Who?
It's Laz Alonso from The Boys, bro.
Wait, who? I'm looking at the IMDb. Oh, shit.
Yeah, from The Boys.
Okay.
Yeah, which is crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, but we got to put a little bit more respect on his name. I mean, they kill him in the movie, which I was like, damn, that's fucking harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. No, it's a beautiful scene, Buri. I absolutely love that scene. And the reason I stopped you earlier to talk about it, even though it was after, is because it is an outstanding scene. I believe the bonding. I believe the training. I believe him getting a little bit better. He was so interested in going back and learning. And even everything about that world, Pandora, was so beautiful. The tree, the way they slept, what they did, them jumping up and down, like how they fell down from the trees, getting used to climbing on the horse, the whole riding situation, the bow and arrow, the whole thing. You believe? I believe Jake Sully getting better at it because he was prior to this, he was an army dude. He was in the Marines. I love that line that he says that I used to be what was he say?
Recon.
I'm a warrior of the Jarhead clan. I loved when he said that when he was getting meeting the rest of the crew. It's just a great scene, and it's a fast way to get to know the world while allowing Jake Sully to become part of them. Everything is put together so well.
It's also kind of interesting because the Na'vi respect him being a warrior way more than they respect the other. Just quote the Colonel again, limp dick science nerds. And it's interesting because they're like, oh, he's a warrior, and they immediately put him like on this pedestal. Yep. And it's clear, like even at the corporation, whatever, they value the military guys way more than they value Grace Augustine's crew or whatever. So it's kind of like a pro military agenda from Cameron here, because even both societies really put
because of that. You're so good that the contradiction is beautiful, because the dude, the Tutsi guy, Natiri's lover boy, he is basically the colonel in like the Sky People. Yeah. Like they believe the same thing. Let's go kill these motherfuckers right now. They both believe the same thing. And you need those middle guys, the limp dick science nerds and Jake Sully, to mend it. But yes. All
right, so this is my favorite scene in the movie.
Talk to me.
So this is when the colonel tells Jake, like, yo, well, you've done your job. Yeah. Mission accomplished. You know, George Bush on the aircraft carrier, mission accomplished. You're done. And then his face when Jake is like, I need one more day, you know, it's like it's a ceremony, you know, I'm about to be a man, and then I'll be one of them. And the look on his face,
such a good actor,
dude. It's like it's disgust and disappointment. I know it's like when your boy came out of rehab, and then he's telling you like, yo, let's go out,
let's light up,
let's light it up tonight.
Like, Jesus.
And you're like, what the fuck? Like that was this dude, disgusted and disappointed, and you can just tell at that point he was like, this guy's dead to me.
Yes,
that's dead to me. Like, he's not one of us. He's clearly like lost the plot.
Yeah,
and you know. I'll like he says, okay, like we'll give you one more day or whatever. But like right after that, he's like, I'll drive him out with gas first. It'll be humane, kind of. And I was just like, this dude, honestly.
Bro, can we talk about your boy, Giovanni Ribisi?
Dude,
Parker
killed it.
Oh, my goodness, yes. So he killed it, but he was walked all over by everyone in the movie. I know he stood up to Grace in the beginning of the movie, but the second the colonel got his big dick energy about we'll gas him out first, he like disappeared from.
Well, that's because that's what he wants. Don't forget, that's the colonel. He's just covering his ass.
Yes,
but he's just covering his ass. But don't forget,
he wants
he had
the
his
dream,
way,
the ultimatum, whatever.
If he had his way, they wouldn't even they wouldn't even be there. Okay. They would have just come in, bombed the shit out of the place, brought their drills in, and drilled it out.
No, you're right.
That's the most unrealistic part of this whole thing. When they're like, the people back home, like for PR and the people back home.
This is a different planet.
Dude, we're literally you have to go to sleep for 6 months to get to this place. How do you get news? You're 6 months away. You could move everyone. In a month.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. No, you're right.
Why are they bothering giving them building roads and doing all this shit? Move them, people. What are we doing? Who's running this company? Who's running this company? Honestly, if I was a shareholder right now, they would get a piece of my mind. A piece of my mind. You're spending billions of dollars on a Pandora project. How does that make sense?
Yeah, it's literally in the beginning of the movie, they literally say that each one of the avatars is like $1 billion.
Yeah.
So like the entire project must be insanely expensive.
Dude, it's literally like, how useful is that? Like, you can make one alien link with one person to talk to the aliens.
Thank God they had the twist.
If someone was like, I'll give you $1 billion, you can be an alien, or you could just have $1 billion and you could just go physically talk to them. Yeah. I'd be like, why don't they just be human and walk up to them? What's the difference? What's the physical difference?
Because you're one of them, Maburi. You're one of them. That's the entire point. All right. That's the entire point.
You know what the equivalent is? It'd be like if the British made Native American clones and they transferred their minds to Native Americans when they showed up to be like, we're one of you guys. Do you guys want to move now? Like that's what they're asking, pretty much.
Okay. Look, I think you're underestimating the idea of being on a different fucking planet. Yeah, I believe you. I'll take it.
I'm just saying, if we were being real, when he said 20 million a kilo, I just was like, this would not be a conversation.
Oh yeah.
They would have burned that shit out. I mean, they're burning the rainforest now.
Yeah, I know. There's no way they would have waited. There's no way they would have waited. They're literally killing other human beings in the Amazon right now. Mm-hmm. There's no way they would have waited to save the Navi. There's just no fucking way. There's no, and in that scene. Oh wait, how far in that scene are you talking about? When he talks about, like, are you saying like when he starts to burn down the tree? Do you go that far, or is that a different scene for you?
No, that's a different scene.
Okay,
this is just. So
you just like
this
that
is before attacking the machine. That one-on-one, and then right after when he's explaining like his plan to Giovanni Ribisi, like
we're gonna gas him out.
Giovanni's like, yo, is there a way we can just move him? This is Giovanni Ribisi is like classic, like NIMBY, like just your liberal dude who's just like,
no, he's not we're liberal. The good. He's not a liberal.
Because you know why? He pretends to be the good guy.
He pretends to be the good guy.
That's the thing. At least the colonel's like, nah. These motherfuckers are savages. They don't deserve this place, and we're gonna take it from them because we can. You know,
you're right.
These guys are. Giovanni's like, listen, we're giving these savages food, like we're giving them roads, we're giving them medicine. How come they don't like us?
The thing that makes you understand that all he wants to do is look like the good guy. He literally says in that scene, it won't look good if we kill him, and he's like, don't worry, we'll gas him out.
Yeah.
Yep. You're right. All right, next scene.
Attacking the tree.
That is one big damn tree.
Well. I'd say diplomacy has failed.
Which has it all, He wakes up, they're attacking the tree. Colonel comes out with a banger. I'd say, wait. So actually, the first time they attack, he's asleep. They like just burn some fields first, right?
Yeah.
He's asleep. Then he goes up to him, and he's like, "Yo, listen, like, you gotta let me go over there and talk to him.
Let me tell him to get out of there."
And then they attack the tree, and then they're fucking tied up. They zoom in on him tied up.
Grace. So just for the people listening, Grace and Jake are tied up. because the Navi are like, fuck you guys for turning on us, allowing this happen. You guys knew this was happening. So they tied Jake and Grace up. And then the Colonel comes in his helicopters and is ready to burn the shit down.
And by the way, you were talking about your boy Giovanni Ribisi. When Jake is awake trying to stop the bulldozer and he's like stopping them and they're like, sir, there's someone in the way. And Ribisi just leans on the accelerator and he's like, they'll move out of the way. I was like, that's my guy right there.
That was a gangster move. And then after he runs away, he's like, see, I told you.
I think like out of all like the famous CEOs, who do you think would be most likely to do all that shit? I think Bezos would 100% do all that shit.
Oh, I thought you were talking. I went straight to Succession, to do the Succession. I thought you were talking about like fiction.
No, real life.
But real life? Are you kidding me? Like, are you telling me if Elon Musk makes it to Mars and he sees some savages, you really think he's gonna be like, let's be friends?
Nah, he'd put some Twitter meme fucking thing, and then he'd come out with Savage Coin, and then he'd fucking try to get like 50. He'd be like, he put a Twitter poll like 20 million retweets, and we'll cage him or some shit.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm telling you, all of these motherfuckers would burn him down to the ground. It's the thing is. But the thing is, you're right.
Zuckerberg would do some weird shit like catch him, stuff him, and put him in his living room or some shit.
Yeah, Zuckerberg is like the most alien. He's just not. He just doesn't seem right. But Bezos, he would do the ruthless thing.
Yeah,
like this. Yeah, you're right. Bezos would definitely do the ruthless.
Bezos would land his rocket on the tree, come out with a cowboy hat.
We did it.
We did it, baby.
Well, it's always been a dream of mine. But yeah, that scene is beautiful. Can I tell you about that? Wait, is that? Yes. So that's the scene that they originally burn everything down.
Yeah.
When at the end of that scene, when Zoe finds out that her dad has been killed, that was some true emotion. I've never. Like the entire time you believe it, you like even when Jake and Zoe get together, you're like, oh, that's adorable, or like that's nice, good for you guys. You deserve that scene.
No, that was a good scene when he's like, she's like, this woman can jump the farthest, and this woman can deadlift 350, and you're just, he's like, I don't care if she can deadlift 350. That might not be it. Yeah, that might not be an exact quote, but we get the gist.
Yes. No, I'm saying that was a deserved scene, and that was a really good scene. But I never felt, and I felt the emotion for Zoe in that scene, Neytiri in that scene, like I would feel for any other human being in any other movie. Like that was the right time. Like it was the perfect amount of emotion. She was so freaked out. It's like her home that she grew up knowing, like this is her home. The God that she prays to is just burned down in front of her face. And on top of that, her goddamn father, the leader of the clan, has a fucking wood chip stuck in his chest.
Yeah.
She's like, Jake, fuck you, get out of here. And I believed every second of that scene. I love that scene. That's a great scene. Good pick, Buri. Good pick. And Jake can't do anything about it because he can't be mad. He didn't cause it, but he could have helped a lot more than he actually did. I just love that entire scene. Great pick.
So after this, Jake catches the bird, the big bird.
The big bird, that's right.
By jumping on its back. They do a whole monologue thing, but essentially it comes down to jumping on its back. He does
Yes, Buri, thank you for saying that, because the entire time I was like thinking, like the Navi, they're not stupid. Is there no one else that thought to do that?
Yeah,
like I was like, Jake, I believe you. Everything else in this movie, I believed except for that. I was like, Jake, you're not the first person to try that. Get the fuck out.
Because the way they describe it, the last person to do it literally became like their Genghis Khan.
Exactly. Like, so who wouldn't be trying?
Exactly. Like, and all you have to do, and it sounds like I'm saying all you have to do, but you have to jump on a bird's back.
I think we are a little downplaying.
You know when you watch an NFL game and like then a D-back like jumps over someone, like gets cartwheel and almost gets an interception, and you're like, come on, you gotta catch that.
Yeah, no, you're right. But
it's crazy. It's like that was like her great grandfather or some shit. It's like, yo, come on, 90 years, 100 years has been. You can't fucking.
No one else is gonna try it. But I do like the quote that he says. Like sometimes your life comes down to one crazy move, and this was mine. I did like it. It was a good build up, but I do have to say I didn't believe that he was the first one to attempt.
Yeah.
Okay, but did you pick that scene? Because I thought
no, I didn't.
Okay, good. You're just telling us what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
That happens, and then he shows back up after pretty much betraying the entire clan, and they accept him pretty much just for having a big bird. They pretty much take him back immediately.
Of course, but Buri, like, I know I just said getting the bird was bullshit. If they made getting the bird a lot harder, I still, even though they didn't make it as hard as I thought they should have made it, I believe that.
Yeah, he just flexed on him.
Yeah, he just flexed on him. It's the ultimate flex. It's like, motherfuckers,
I'm
here to.
It's pretty much like I'm trying to think of the equivalent. Did you watch Johnson Family Vacation?
Yeah, I did with Cedric the Entertainer.
You know that red navigator with the spitties on him? Yeah, this is pretty much that's the equivalent of landing with this big ass bird, bro.
Well, Buri, I love that you're the co-host. Your movie knowledge is amazing.
Dude, that navigator with the plaid seats, yeah. Yes. So this is that equivalent. Like he lands, everyone like people start crying, people like bowing, everything.
I thought that was a little overboard. You can't be touching people like that. Like he's not a god. He's just a dude.
Yeah. Just a man.
Okay.
It'd be no, man. I was gonna say it'd be crazy if his avatar was in a wheelchair too. That would cut this movie. That would cut this movie in half. I mean, literally, like that movie would have been 30 minutes.
Yeah, brother, that's horrible.
I'm just saying, maybe the Neuralink didn't load up 100% or some shit.
Speaking of this, bro, if the Avatar costs $1 billion and it's no big deal for you to get your legs fixed because the Colonel could get it done for you with no problem, don't you think that the government would be like, let's not send someone that can't use his legs, right? You don't think that they'll be like, let's get him his legs?
One of the funniest lines is his voiceover in the beginning when he's like, you know, back home you can get your legs fixed, but you know, a GI vet doesn't make enough money. Not in this economy. And I was like, in what economy, bro? You're flying to a remote planet. Like, why did you just tell him, yo, if you want me out here, just get me legs?
For real.
We're spending $1 billion on this project. Your legs might cost $100,000. What are we talking about?
And the thing is, he has all the leverage because no one else can use the avatar that they have already made.
It's not even that. How much does it cost to build ramps in this bitch? Just for one fucking dude with a wheelchair. Like, just think about that. They go to remote locations. They have to build a ramp and lifts and shit just for this one dude. And it's like, all right, just.
Listen, I think
I'm not being anti-handicap. This is not what I'm doing right now. I'm just saying, but cost effectiveness.
Get the man his legs. Exactly. I mean, it just that plot. It just is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They could have fixed his legs.
So. All this to say that when he reunites with the Na'vi, they do this whole let's get in the crew together scene. It's not as good as the Fast Five one, but they pretty much voiceover cuts in and he's like, I went to the plains of this and the mountains of this and the East Coast Raiders of whatever, and he just recruits them. They recruit a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And they get together for like one last ride.
Get ready for that war.
And
I thought that was a nice scene. I didn't have it on my list. It was nice to see that they were more, obviously it's a huge planet and they were more tribes and such. The only reason that I like it now looking back is that I know that Avatar 2 is coming out. So I'm excited to see what they're all about. But it just seemed like a throwaway thing. Like,
this is why, you know, like, this is not realistic at all because number one tactic, colonialism tactic. This is for all you future colonialists out there, because this is the playbook right now. What you do is you pit these tribes against each other.
Yeah,
that's like number one.
Yeah,
you find one tribe that hates the other tribe, you give that tribe guns.
Yeah,
and then you give the other tribe guns, and you let them duke it out. That way, even if you fucking taking over one tribe, they're never going to get help from the other one.
Listen,
that's just number one off the playbook.
In the art of war, all you have to do is tell, listen, you got, this tribe over here, they sucking up all the AWA juice. We got you. We'll send you. We'll get these guys out of there. You can get them right in. I'm telling you, yeah, of course. Next scene.
The final battle.
Yeah.
I want this mission high and tight. I want to be home for dinner.
Like, where do you start the final battle? Because it is.
So this is the thing.
It's a long battle.
This final battle. It's almost the closest thing I'd say is like Lord of the Rings. You know how the last battle for both the last two movies are both like 45 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
It's not 45 minutes, but it's
a long battle, bro.
And
it's a long battle.
It's exciting. Like they go from the air. There's like the air and land at the same time, cross-cutting in between.
And then you end up with the 1-on-1, the 2-on-1 with Neytiri and Jake versus the Colonel. So It is a very long battle, and I love the battle. You're right. It is exciting all the way through. Tell me, okay, because it's such a long battle, why don't you tell me your high points, and I'll tell you my high points.
I loved they did like the Jake slow motion run with the grenades. And then
on top of the helicopter.
On top of the helicopter. Yep. Does it once, cooks him, does it twice again, and Lang, of course, is ready for the second one you got the moves already.
Exactly.
The above ground attack from the birds, always get to see. I gotta say the Triceratops attacks.
Yep. When the animals start to join.
Yeah.
Very similar to you. I have to say, on the ground, I legitimately felt bad, bro, because those fucking Matrix-looking androids that these motherfuckers are in, they're gonna just slaughter the ground team.
Yeah.
I feel like the birds at least have a chance. The ground team has zero. They have zero chance. Those horses can't do jack shit, right? In the scene prior, when they burning down the forest, the big tree. When they're shooting their bow and arrows, the Colonel's like, "Are these savages kidding me?"
Dude, honestly, that line, and then there's a line earlier with Giovanni Ribisi when Sigourney Weaver's like, "You can't move them. That's sacred land." And Giovanni Ribisi's like, "You throw a rock in here, and it's gonna land in the sacred fern." And I was like, true, man, true.
I mean, like everything is sacred in this movie, for real. But like, they definitely play it up. I do have to say, my favorite part of the war is the stampede, right? Zoe screams and they doing like they touching their neck, so you know that they're not doing the MCU bullshit talking in the air.
They're just holding that shit, push to talk next though.
Which James Cameron figured out way before the MCU, because if you first watch the first Avengers, they're just talking.
They don't even bother.
They don't even bother.
Like 10 minutes in.
Exactly.
Well, in the beginning, Captain America's doing this, and then like halfway through the fight, he's just like, Hulk, where are you?
And like Hulk is like a fucking monster and he's supposed to hear you. It doesn't matter. Anyways, in this movie, I love that they do that. But I love the scene every time. Well, I say every time, but when I rewatched it, it got me going and I felt the goosies. When Zoe Saldana said, "AWA has heard you," when she sees the fucking stampede of animals coming, I absolutely love that scene. And then the cherry on top of that scene is Zoe what is it called? Sinking in with the Black Panther, coming whole circle from the beginning of the movie. It's such a good feeling, right? But Buri, talking about your favorite character in the movie, this dude is such a fucking gangster. The entire scene of him, of the helicopter blowing up, him getting into the goddamn armor suit and jumping out of it mid-air, landing, and then James Cameron doing what James Cameron does best with the blow up behind him. There's nothing better. Buri, there's nothing better than that scene when it's blowing up behind him. He's standing there like a fucking gangster, making it alive. And then Jake comes to him. Jake comes to him and tells him, "It's over. You lost. We've got it." He's like, "Motherfucker, it's never over." Yeah. And then it goes on to the 1-to-1.
When Jake brings the plane down, the Colonel doesn't even bat an eye.
Nothing, bro.
Just calm. Like the only Brad Pitt has this movie Ad Astra, where it's actually like there's a lot of similarities because it also has this whole like talk to the camera device where he's like talking to a camera and everything. And Interstellar has the same thing too, where he's talking to his daughter through the camera. But Ad Astra has this thing like in the beginning scene, like the space elevator thing is blowing up and he falls out. and he survives, and they tell him afterwards, like, your heart rate never went above 60 or whatever. And I was just thinking, like, they needed to throw that line in there with the Colonel, like, yo, Colonel, the whole scene, your heart rate never went above 60. Because this dude didn't break a sweat. Plane's going down, he just gets in, straps in.
Bro, like, it's like he had this planned. It was like it was part of the plan. It was so gangster. The Colonel is such a good bad guy in this movie. He's such a good, because I believe every single second of
the first time you watch this movie, you're like, dude, I wish I was like someone more famous. Now I'm like, yo, fuck him.
Fuck him.
Me and this dude to the end, bro.
Yes.
It's almost like, like T2. It's like
Terminator 2. Yes.
Like the silver thing guy. It's like, it's not Arnold. And at first you're like, I don't know if that's as good. And then the next time you watch, you're like, this dude's even scarier.
Exactly. Because you don't know him, and because he's such a fucking stoic about killing motherfuckers, right? He's so it's such a good scene. It's such a good scene. That final battle, it's like, I don't know. I feel like the bad guy would have killed him a little bit. Okay, so the Colonel does this twice. The first time when he finds out that they're flying away, that Rodriguez, what's her name?
Michelle Rodriguez.
The first time when he finds out about them flying away, he yells to the crew, put your masks on, and he doesn't wear a mask, and he's out there shooting, and he waits for someone else to bring it out. Gangster fucking move.
Gangster shit.
And then this one where he opens the shit and he starts to fight them while he's holding his breath. Another gangster move. He does this twice, which I absolutely love. It just shows his dedication. He's about that fucking life, bro. He's about that fucking life. But then that's basically the end of the movie. Did you have anything else after that? Because I think
I just have some casting trivia and stuff, and that's about it. But I'd like to say the thing with Cameron, it's like this movie, let's just like essentially has no like superstars.
Yeah.
Like
especially
Zoe Saldana is not,
like Zoe Saldana,
at the time.
Yeah,
she was in like Pirates of the Caribbean in 2003, and then she might have been she was in Star Trek this year. But she wasn't like a star.
Nope.
And then like Sigourney Weaver, like obviously a legend, but wasn't like star.
Definitely not at the time.
Sam Worthington was literally like
a nobody, bro.
Nobody from Australia.
Michelle Rodriguez's biggest thing was Fast and the Furious, but that was prior to Fast and the Furious being what it is today. Like no one in this movie is a star.
Right.
No one is in the movie that's a star.
And then he gets it to be the biggest grossing movie of all time.
Which is incredible. It's a
crazy.
Beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful
and
thing.
You look at it and it's like, look at Avengers and it's like, dude, there's like 15 stars. It's literally like,
it's like the biggest movie stars. Yeah.
You literally, the names are so small on the fucking poster because there's too many of them.
Too many of the biggest stars. It doesn't even compare. But before we talk about the cast, I do have to say the ending of the movie with Awa switching him into his avatar and like just a close up to his eyes opening. It's a perfect ending to this movie, Buri. Like, just simply put, it was
supposed to end. Apparently, there's another ending where she's pregnant.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I'm happy that they ended it the way they did because of Avatar 2. And like in the trailer, you see, I think it's her that's pregnant, right?
Oh.
No,
they changed it after the whole Roe vs. Wade thing. I'm joking.
It never stops. What I was trying to say, people back home, is I really enjoyed the beautiful ending of him opening his eyes. The baby and the birth, the pregnancy, that will be in Avatar 2. So you already told me your best scene, and I have to say that my favorite scene is probably the stampede. The when they find out that Awa was heard them. We just talked about it, so I'm not going to go into the detail. Easily my favorite scene. Easily my favorite scene. The cast. MVP Buri.
My guy, Colonel, really moves this movie forward. Because the thing with this kind of movie is, you know that even as he's betraying the Na'vi, you know that they're going to have to come around and accept him. Like, at the end of the day, they're going to forgive him and whatever. So the antagonist from the Marine side really has to push the story forward because he has to be such a bad guy and so ruthless. And he comes through, kills it.
Look, I can't. Go ahead.
When he gives that speech about the the savages are amassing, and now it's 2,000. But by next week, it's going to be 20,000. Yeah. And at that point, they'll just overrun us. It's from now us versus them. And the only way we can beat them is by a preemptive strike. Hoo-ha. And then everyone's like, oh, yeah. And I'm just like, if you're in that room and you're listening to him, everything he's saying makes perfect sense.
Yes.
And you're like, this is life or death for us right now. So we hit him.
The beauty of this movie is everyone, whatever, everyone is doing what would logically make sense for that person. There's no bad guy just being bad to be bad. He has a reason to be bad, and you believe it, and you understand it. Which is key. I can't get mad at you about your MVP, but I have to say I haven't talked about her enough throughout our conversation so far. But my MVP, bar none, hands down, is Zoe Saldana. Okay.
Yeah, she kills it too.
She kills it because you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, this movie is about a Pandora. This movie is about loving this new world. It's an immersive experience about this planet that the humans got to, right? It is the entire pressure, everything is put on Neytiri to show and have you guys fall in love with this world. Right. It is her responsibility to get Jake Sully, who is our version, who is basically the audience, to love and appreciate this land and this people. And not just the people, but have you believe in fucking Awa, in this entire new god. And by the end of the movie, Buri, the reason that scene is my favorite is that because I fucking believe Awa has sent the fucking animals. And that is because of Zoe Saldana. She did such a good job. When she started crying after her dad died, I felt that pain. When she screamed that Awa heard Jake Sully's whatever, I was like, yes, it's true because Neytiri believes it. I believe it. She did such a good job carrying so much of that. And the fact that she was like Jake Sully's, homegirl was just like a cherry on top of everything. And I know that you just picked the Colonel. I just picked Zoe Saldana. We didn't say anything about Worthington or John. What is his name? Jake Sully?
Yeah.
But he still did a great job, right? Like you have nothing bad to say about him.
No, I think it's like I don't know how to describe him. He's
like just like an average team. I don't want to say average hero, but like his role makes sense, but he doesn't do anything that is above and beyond that makes you feel for the.
Yeah, he's Al Horford.
Exactly.
He sets some screens. Exactly. He'll get you 12, 13 points, maybe 16, 18 on a good night.
He's a role player, but he's not the star. He's a role player, but he's not the star. Do you have any LVPs at all?
I wish Giovanni Ribisi had a bigger role. I wish the CEO had a bigger role. I just feel like there's space. The movie's 3 hours long. There's space for them to be two bad guys, like maybe some antagonists.
Yep.
The going on between the two. Because but the most realistic thing is that motherfucker just goes home.
Exactly.
After this.
Exactly.
And I bet he gets a fat paycheck and goes home. He probably has a nice apartment on Central Park. Goes home, relaxes.
I disagree with you on that part. Entirely, bro. If you remember, you said you were a shareholder. Remember, you spent all of this money. The dude that was responsible for bringing your money back comes back, not just empty-handed, but with the avatars left back. Motherfucker, he's not getting anything.
Nah, these guys get payouts, bro. All of them.
You can believe what you want. I can guarantee you, this dude is. He definitely has a nice chest of money at home waiting for him, but he's not getting paid for what he did. There's absolutely no way. All these guys get
payouts. You get paid out just to be quiet. I just to not blab to CNN and write a tell-all book about Pandora, what really happened.
That's fair. You might have me there. Any quotables? Oh, by the way, I didn't have him as my LVP because I didn't have any LVP, but I did mention him as well. I did say I wanted to see him more. And just like how you said you wanted to see him more of him, I feel like him and Grace could have been having the back and forth while Jake and the Colonel could have been having the back.
Oh, maybe like a secret affair too. So that's why she's
something.
Maybe that's why she's even there. Because the whole time I'm like, who likes her here? Like, who's her benefactor? Who's her who's her behind the scenes support?
Exactly.
For why she's there? Because if everyone doesn't like her,
why is she there?
Why is she there?
Exactly. Any quotables?
I pretty much said all my quotes. Colonel's got one more when he was like, "My job is to keep you guys alive while you are here. I will not succeed." And I'm like, yo, I hope, like, because they have an Avatar world that they're building in Disney World. I hope they just got like an animatronic Colonel just fucking walking around shitting on kids, bro. He's like, you, I will kill you, and I will not succeed.
Beautiful. So Buri, your favorite part of the goddamn podcast, the remake, the recast. What do you have for me, please?
So I actually didn't do this because we got like 8 sequels coming up.
Can I tell you? I've got two recasts. Okay.
I was like, I don't know how we would recast this. I've been waiting 10 years for the sequel. I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer. But
so, in a 2022 version of this movie, you can't have a abled actor cast as a disabled person.
Well, you can.
You can, but the world would have an issue.
Not really, just Twitter.
Of course, there'll be a tweet storm. So I'm thinking, instead of having someone who can't walk, you should have one of those deaf dudes from the Coda movie.
Did the Navi say anything? Now you got to teach this Navi sign language, bro. Come on.
No, stop. When Jake gets into the Avatar, he can walk again. When the deaf dude, and I was thinking specifically the brother. Have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
So the brother, Daniel Duran.
It's actually a really good movie.
It's a very good movie. It deserved the Oscar. When Daniel Duran gets into the body, he can hear again, and it like you can just have that as like a mini side plot, just like you had Jake Sully walking.
So I see what you're saying.
Yes. So I feel like you could have him in it, and that would be a great way to just like interrupt. But the only problem would be we would miss the narration because you'd be sign languaging the whole. So we'd lose that. So when I thought of that, there's also a different recast I was thinking. Okay. So maybe we could do a hot topic type situation, right? The hot topic that's in the news today.
No arms, no legs.
No. I feel like you could make this. Listen, just hear me out first. We can get a transgender actor to do this. Okay.
I knew what you were going to say.
Listen, okay, let's say that Jake Sully was a twin sister, right? Let's say instead of him, his brother, so his brother ended up dying, but his brother ended up having a twin sister, right? And she's a real tomboy, born a woman, the twin sister, real tomboy brat. That's why she joined the fucking army. She then comes to the realization that she wants to be a man and not just a fucking butch lesbo. She's like, get it. She wants the whole shebang, right? She wants to reverse Caitlyn Jenner, this whole fucking thing. And then this is the ultimate transition, right? Because she gets to finally be in the man's body. And I was thinking for the recast, have you heard about Elliot Page, the dude who was in Juno?
Yeah.
I feel like he would be a good actor. It's not like the biggest star in the world, but it's great actor that would be able to do it. And then my other suggestion, I know he's not transgender, but the dude looks transgender.
Whoa, okay, keep going.
Timothy Chalamet. I feel like he'd make it. But those are my two recasts. And then the rest of my recasts, I was feeling like you just need very, very...
Anything, the more interesting take on the trans shit would have been like Jake Sully's brother, who's transitioned to a woman, now has to go into Drake's brother's body and has to deal with being a man again. That is way more interesting than fucking...
So like a detransition
because they already spent the $1 billion on
shit. Oh yeah, you're right. Because it'd be the future and we would have the whole transgender situation figured out.
Yeah. But they could probably transition the alien like that at that point. Just 2 pills probably.
Maybe. But the rest of the recast, all I was looking for are great voice actors because all you need is someone to voice the Avatar.
Nah, right? I would need Andy Serkis in this.
Andy Serkis?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, I'm game with everyone. I just really, really, really want to see Morgan Freeman in one of the Avatars.
Denzel would kill it.
I want to see
bad guy.
No, I want Morgan Freeman to be the wise old dude who ended up dying. That's who I would want him to be.
And let the man sleep, bro. Let the man relax on a beach. Why are you bringing him out to you want tonight? He's got to wear motion capture shit and dance around on trees and shit. Man's 90 years old. Can you let the man rest, bro? Can you let the man have
I'm not having him come back for a sequel 20 years from now.
You want this motherfucker to be like in a leotard in fucking with stickers all over his body for fucking Avatar 3. Let the man fucking have a nap, bro. Jesus.
Okay. But that's just my recast. That's what I thought about. Any final thoughts, Maburi?
I think your recast would have fucking lost money. I don't know how, but I think it would have lost money.
Listen, I'm telling you, the transgender shit is a little out there. But I feel like the deaf dude would be killed.
Your movie got preemptively banned in China like 45 times. They didn't play that movie nowhere, bro.
China is fucking wild.
They ain't playing your movie nowhere, bro.
Oh shit. Any final thoughts, Maburi? Any final thoughts?
So the Navi, the language, was actually invented for this movie. Some USC linguistics guy, professor.
Yep.
But this dude did 4 or 5 years of pre-production on this. Did the language, did the aliens, sketches, all this shit, the world. Matt Damon was offered this, the main character.
Before we talk about Matt Damon, we think so much alike. For my final thoughts, I had that same thing. And I go back to this every time. I love when movies that are talking about different aliens or whatever have a different language that makes sense. And all I could say about this, because it's obviously it's a made up language, but all I can say about this language is it feels right. And that's all you need for a movie. It felt right when they spoke it. The names were fantastic. The names for the characters were fantastic. And you believed it. AWA makes sense and the Tiri makes sense. So yes, yeah. I love
this
it.
This is some shit I would have added to my Duolingo, done it for a week and then quit. it feels real.
But it feels real. Exactly. Matt Damon for John Worthington.
Sam Worthington. Yeah.
Sure. Sam Worthington. Of course. I feel like
he was offered it first.
Yeah.
And then they offered him 10% gross on the movie.
Oh, this dude fucked up.
And he said no, he couldn't do it. Born Ultimatum. He had to do Born Ultimatum. But honestly, good choice by him because Born Ultimatum is a better movie than this. But
what are you talking about?
Born Ultimatum's a fire movie. Born Ultimatum is a way better movie than Avatar. It's not close for me.
Okay, get the fuck out of here. Look, stop. I'm not gonna argue with you on this. I'm not. That's absolute bullshit.
There's a scene in Born Ultimatum's fire.
I bet it is, but it's not better than Avatar. There's no fucking way. There's no way. Tell me the truth. Are we ever going to do Born Ultimatum as a Millennial Classic?
Yes.
No, we're not.
I watch it all the time. Born Supremacy, Ultimatum, and Identity. My God.
It's Born Identity is obviously a Millennial Classic.
Born Supremacy is sick. When he's looking at her, through the scope.
At the end, that's the greatest scene.
She's
yes.
And he's like, get some rest, Pam. You look tired. And she's like, what the fuck? Oh my God.
That is a great. That is
Dude,
the greatest.
He does that. He does that every movie, and it kills every movie.
Time. You're just waiting for it to happen. Yeah. Oh, love it. But let's agree to disagree. Oh, let's agree that you're false. I mean that you're wrong. No. Because it's bullshit.
Ultimatum this movie is fine. It's good, but you can't watch this movie a lot. Ultimatum, you can literally just sit down and just they're in the Tangiers. Do you not
get tired with that quick action shit? Do you not get?
Nah, bro.
Bro, it's hard to look at.
Just what, dude? That movie. You know why I love it? It's it feels so real because it's it's 8 guys, desk guys that are going home to their houses in DC at the end of the night, and they're just sitting in front of screens, and they're like, "Do we have an asset in Tangiers? Do we have an asset? Oh, they're activate him. Jason Bourne is over there." And then and then they're literally just waiting for a text for 8 hours, whether they got him or not.
That's it.
And they're making phone calls and they're trying to see what's there, and it's just it feels real, and it's one man against an agency. It's not like James Bond, where James Bond he just gets helicoptered to some remote island that's some weird.
James Bond feels so fake. It doesn't. It's unreal, right?
It makes no sense. It's there has to be 50 employees that work here.
100%.
Wherever they go. It's like some remote island and off the coast of South China. It's like, all right, where's the guy that cleans the floors?
Okay, so let me ask you this: what's more realistic, James Bond or Mission Impossible? It's definitely the board. The board series is the most realistic, right? We guarantee that. But I'm telling you, James Bond and Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible is just the crazy? American
Mission
version.
Impossible is now. It used to be clearly Mission Impossible, but now they've kind of taken away all of James Bond's gadgets. Wait, so now it's just like now he doesn't really, like he used to have like the watch that has a saw in it that can do fucking rope and then like all this shit. And now it's like they've taken all that away. And now it's just like Mission Impossible with like the stick and gloves and the masks and all that shit. And I want to say, I feel like the missions in Mission Impossible are more realistic, but the gadgets are like insane.
You do know that the movie is called Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I know. But the mission is like you've been disavowed, stop a bomb. It's like, all right, yeah, that sounds doable.
It's doable.
James Bond, it's like, someone's released like a nanite plague and you have to stop. It's like, where do I start? Where's fucking Fauci on this shit? Why are you calling me?
Don't get Fauci involved. Leave the man alone. Leave the man alone. Any final thoughts? Oh, for the white savior topic. The whole trope about the white savior. This is why I said I wanted to talk about it at the end. I was going to ask if it bothered you. So let me ask you, does it bother you at all? Does the whole Pocahontas aspect of this movie bother you?
So we should have also talked about this when you're talking about Zoe Saldana's character. Because if this is a remake of Pocahontas, then technically she's the most important character.
Yeah, technically. You're right.
But the thing with this is Pocahontas is clearly a white savior movie.
Yep.
Right? This is like pretty much like, I don't know, it's like, yo, let them play with their tree. Like we don't.
Why you gotta say play? Why you gotta say play? Why you gotta
say vibe this movie's giving? It's like it's sacred to them, so just let them have it. And I'm sure we don't need those rocks, guys. It's just rocks. We don't need it. Grace, but like what they need to do is do a cross cut of this movie, like Godfather 2 style, to like some poor family in the US dying because unobtainium, the whole world runs on unobtainium, and they're like running out of oxygen and they can't breathe and they're coughing and everyone's dying and they're like, we need unobtainium, and then they cross cuts to Jake Sully being like, this tree, guys, it's important to them, like. Then it creates some tension because
there's no fucking tension. Unobtainium is obviously just like a diamond that rich folks want. You're telling me that the entire earth is running under
that would be another thing. If they cross cut it and it's like fucking Justin Bieber is wearing unobtainium at the Met Gala and that's like the only reason they need it. And he's fucking dancing at the red carpet, then it's like, all right, cool. But
the whole white savior trope, I'm going to say give this movie 100% of the pass, number one, because I love the fact that the white savior of this movie is the one doing all the learning. In Pocahontas, you guys have to just remember.
John Smith is doing all the learning, though.
No. In Pocahontas, do you know how they communicate, Mumbury?
How?
Through the wind, Negro. This nigga doesn't even.
You haven't watched that movie in a decade.
This Negro doesn't even try to learn the language. They communicate with the wind. Okay, I'm telling you, it's absolute bullshit. I'm telling you. But yeah, I really like this movie because the white savior is the one doing all the learning, doing all the assimilating, doing all the changing to become one of them. And at the end of the movie, he's not the one like. Yes, that tree gets burnt on fire, but the white folks are the motherfuckers that leave. That's what happens. So I give this movie a full pass. If John Sully wasn't there, that shit would have been burnt down and would have been over. So yeah, you could call it a white savior, but he's the reason. Yeah, he becomes an avatar. There's no turning back now. He's not going to his legless self. It's over. He's an avatar. He's part of the crew. He's one of the good ones. He's one of the good ones. That's exactly right. Any final thoughts before we say goodbye?
So for Sigourney Weaver's role, Jamie Lee Curtis and Jodie Foster were also up for it.
For who? Oh, okay. Jamie, who and who?
Jamie Lee Curtis, Freaky Friday.
Okay. And?
Jodie Foster, Inside Man.
Okay.
Inside Man, Contact,
I'm telling you, I can see both of them doing it.
I think Jodie Foster would have bodied it. Jodie Foster would have killed it.
But I think they just didn't give her enough. You think if Jodie Foster was
Panic Room, I think you
think they would have given her more? Because I don't think they gave her enough for a different actress to do more with. Like I'm saying, she did as much as possible as the writers and the screenplay gave her to do. Like, I can't see her doing anything more. Like, I liked her in the movie.
Yeah, I guess if you get a bigger actress, then it would have had to be a
bigger part.
Role.
Yeah.
Maybe ScarJo will do your transgender.
Just leave me alone, bro.
Yeah, she tried that shit. They got her quick, bro. Right. Maybe you were her agent. Yo, ScarJo, you got to do this transgender role. You'll kill it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, just do me a favor. Everybody knows that Avatar 2 is coming out this December. Please do me a favor. Turn this movie on. Put your phone away. Turn all the lights on. Put the surround sound on, and remind yourself about this immersive experience.
Paint yourself blue. Really get into it.
If that's what you want to do for this Halloween, go do your shit. Remember, this movie is a full-on experience. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. And more than that, ladies and gentlemen, it's a goddamn millennial classic.
Yeah.
We'll catch you next week.